You women really have to ask yourself, do you want a boy in the bed or do you want a man? Now, boys, well, they're like a dime a dozen. Dime a dozen. A man, that's your rare coin. It's the penny that's worth $1,000. That's your man. Especially in today's world. But, most men, I call them boys. They're in men bodies, but they're boys. They're having sex with you, and they're thinking what level they are on Grand Theft Auto or some video game, Call of Duty. Like, I could do this with her for about 20 minutes. I can get on the game and talk to my friend in Tokyo, and he'll be there in 20 minutes. So let's get this over with and get back to the game. That's the mentality. That's the mindset of a boy. And the girl lays there and says, "What the fuck?" Laying in front of a train is more enticing than laying in bed with him. At least with the train, you're gonna get fucked. It'll be the last time, but you'll get fucked. With him, you get screwed every day just for having to breathe oxygen around him. You don't even want to share the oxygen in the room with him. Yeah, they go to work, but they spend 7 of their 8-hour day on the phone playing video games or watching porn, and then they get home and they can't get it out. I'm no better with porn. When I watch porn and masturbate, I'm like a 2-minute wonder. 5 minutes worth of porn is like 3 minutes wasted tape. It's like you could do it after 3 minutes. Just make 2 minutes. I'm fine. But when I get with a real girl, a real woman, I don't like girls either. I like women. But when you get with a real woman, it's different. It's not porn. At least not for me. I can last a long time. With the psych meds I'm on, I'm not on anymore. I'm not on psych meds anymore. But when I was on them, you can't climax anyway. It's like they keep moving the goalposts. Every time you get close to the climax and they move the goalposts, it's like, I gotta go a little further. Girls love that, but they don't in a way too, because they like it when you climax, and they get very frustrated when you don't. Sex. It's the Rubik's Cube. Can't figure it out. Girls can't figure it out. Guys can't figure it out. I like bisexual girls, really. I like girls that like girls. Because I like girls. If they like girls, that's good. I'm not going to complain. But I usually have fun with bisexual girls, because we can sit there and say, "Oh, look at her knockers, I like her tits, and the bisexual girl be like, "Yeah, I like them." I don't know, it's just an odd way of having fun. But 3-ways are weird, because especially 2 girls and 1 guy, you can only go for so long. Those porns they take a week to make 1-hour porn. It's like a 5-minute porn. It takes a week to make it, So just the way we leave off when we said cut. And they go to that point and they just keep going. They say cut, come back tomorrow, and they go a little further and put it all together, and you have a 5-minute porn. I was going to say, watch my videos, I would suggest you watch them twice, because a lot of the things I say, I could be wrong, I think they're kind of shocking, and they affect you in a certain way. I never read a book twice and regretted reading it twice. Unless it was the size of like a Harry Potter book. But I'm sure if I read a Harry Potter, I never read Harry Potter, but if I read one, they're pretty big books. If I read one, I probably would never read it twice. But you know what I'm saying. It's the second time around, you're like, I don't remember reading that the first time. When you watch my videos twice, just say, he said that? I forgot he said that. Stuff like that. So, I don't know. I know you have a busy life and it's hard to watch them twice, but if you come away questioning, what do you say? What do you mean? One of those kind of videos you should watch twice. I think you'll come away with a different attitude. I watch mine twice. I make it and I watch it when I post it. So I don't watch it again though. I don't ever watch my own videos. But, I don't know. When these videos go viral, and they will, just give patience. I always said patience. And they're going to go viral. And a lot of women are men too. They probably lust after me. And not really what I'm looking for. I'm not into lust. That's the devil's game. The devil wants you to lust, because lust is kind of like quick love, You're in love, you fuck, and then you don't want to see him again. Lose my number, and that's what lust is. See, confirmation. Love is like, when you're in love, it's like you can fall in love at 20 and, call her up at 80 and be like, hey, darling, how you doing? Want to come over for some dinner? That's when you're in love. And they know everything about you, and you know everything about them. When it's lust, you don't even know their email. Or their shoe size, Well, maybe their shoe size, because their penis size is the same, but, but sometimes. But other than that, you don't know shit. You don't know what their favorite color is. You know what their favorite movie is or anything. When it's lust, it's just wham, bam, thank you, man, and don't call me again. So when it's love, it's like, I don't know. And that could be a quagmire in itself too. So you can only love so many, and then do them any real justice, Like I'm sure Nick Cannon doesn't love all his women. He's got 15 kids, and I think everyone's with a different mother. That's just a guy that he well can afford rubbers, but he doesn't have the mentality to use one. So I don't know. I probably want to be one of his kids. I'll tell you that right now. I would not want to be one of his kids. I don't think you would either. I think you'd be lucky if he knew your name. That's pretty sad. But some people think that's the race to the top of the mountain. Many women you can screw and many kids you can have, and you get to the top of that mountain and you're the winner. I say it's the mountain's inverted and you're going down, not up. And you're not winning anything. Wait till the judge gets a load of you. You gotta love that. I'm sure Nick has wonders. Loves going to court. Yeah, his checkbook. Yeah. Good. That's the beauty. I'm on Social Security. I could have 50 kids and I paid $0 in child support. The government pays the whole thing. I paid $0 in child support. I don't have one kid. So you see, I'm not taking advantage. I'm not trying to play the game. I'm not saying, oh, wow, rubber, I don't have the money for a rubber. If I get you pregnant, we'll just put you on the bill. I'll put you on the lineup. So, just no way to run a life, My mother would work at the pediatric in the maternity ward, and she would see all the blacks come with their 15 kids and their Cadillac, back in the 70s, 80s, the Cadillacs were a big deal. And they made all their money from welfare. 15 kids, you get a lot of money from welfare. You can live pretty well. That's why they keep having kids, because one gets off the rolls and one gets on. Off, on, off, on. And they just keep it going. It's horrible. That's the way it was. I'm not saying that's the way it is anymore. Welfare has changed very drastically. But that's the way it was. More kids, more money. And to a group of people that couldn't afford to feed themselves, but they wanted them to have more kids, more money. They got more food stamps. They got everything. Medical, they got everything. So car service, everything. Housing. You got more kids, you get bigger housing. You get a whole house, and you pay nothing. So it's all a scam. It's all a scam. I remember my brother rented his basement to a black family, and the guy's, I think he had 6 kids at the time. Most of them were living in my brother's basement. 6 kids in my brother's basement. There was enough room for 2 people. And they had 6 kids and the husband and wife. And then he's sitting there. You see, he used to sell fake dust, fake angel dust. He was selling angel dust, but it was fake. How would he get killed? I don't know. But he sold it. It was just mint leaves he was selling. There was no dust on them. And the crack, he still tried to sell that, and pointless. He was robbing people everywhere. Didn't have 2 nickels to rub together. And his wife got pregnant, and he was so happy. He was jumping all over. My wife's pregnant. I got another baby. Yeah. And I see a guy like that as the biggest piece of shit on the planet. What a piece of shit. So that's not because he's black. It's because his mentality, his attitude towards raising his kids. He's going to let the government raise his kids. And they trashed the apartment. And stairs coming out of the house. They took the stairs out. They had a glass top stove. They took a sledgehammer to the glass top, They had the toilet, they stuffed it with shit. You couldn't even, and then they flushed it 1,000 times to flood everything. It was really, they were scum of the earth, and what welfare do? Put them in another apartment.